everybody. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I actually just thought about this. I was going to do like a Q&A kind of video, but I guess this could be similar because if you guys have any other additional questions, you can leave them down below and if I get a lot of questions, I will just do a whole dedicated video on all your questions. But if I just get like a few questions, I'll just reply to you. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was how I promote stuff, basically how I work my business as being someone who is completely blind. So first, I'll start with talking about how I promote. I'm not really sure how many of you guys have me on Facebook or Twitter that also watch me on here. I'm not going to leave the link for my personal Facebook because that's just my personal Facebook, but I do have a business page for you guys to follow if you would like. And I will also leave a link to that in the description box down below. So you guys can like it, you guys can look at some of the posts I have on there, you guys can follow it in your news feeds, but like I said, I'm not going to give you my personal Facebook. So anyway, you're probably wondering, well, if she's completely blind, she doesn't know what these products actually look like, how does she promote them? Well, basically what I do is, as a blind consultant, you have to depend a lot on the descriptions. So you have to go into the product descriptions, you have to read those descriptions, and you have to depend on those a lot. So for example, let's say I'm promoting a warmer. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think of an example of one. I'll do the one that I have. I actually have one that's called the Coastal Cruiser Warmer that's on clearance. I don't remember the description off the top of my head, but I have promoted it, and it's basically in the shape of a car. Now, before I got it, I didn't know it was in the shape of a car. But our warmers come in different shapes, different designs, things like that. So I was able to promote that warmer for everyone based on reading the description. And I posted a picture of it. Now, you guys are probably wondering, how did she post a picture? Well, what I did was I went into the product, and we're going to use this warmer as an example. And there's, the title of the product. It says Coastal Cruiser Warmer. And then right above it, it will have the image. It'll have this that has like a .jpeg extension. You guys know that's for an image. So what I do is I download that image to my phone. And then I go to where it says share on the bottom of the page. And I go to copy. So I copy that link. So what I do is I go on Facebook and I post that picture the way that I would normally post a picture. Like if I was posting a picture of myself or something like that. So what I would do is and I know it's the warmer that I just saved because it's the most recent picture on top. So I'll select that, put a little description, put the Scentsy hashtag, and then I post it. And then what I do is, for any of you guys who are learning, who are new consultants, anything like that, I put my link in the comments, because that way, if you put your link in the post itself, it looks kind of messy. So you want to put it in the comments, and it makes it easier for people to click on. And you could even, if you want, even in the status itself, where you can reply to your comment where you put the link, and you could be like, hey, message me if you need help ordering or something like that. And sometimes in the description, I will put oh, you will love this adorable mini warmer, for example. Now you guys are probably wondering, well, how does she know that the mini warmer is adorable? She doesn't even know what it looks like. Because my dad asked me the same thing. Because he has me on Facebook and he sees all the pictures of the products I post, and he says, how do you know what it looks like if you don't see it? And I said, I have to rely a lot on the description. That's basically what I tell you guys. What I just told you guys, I have to rely a lot on the product description. So, that being said, That's how I promote. And I promote buddy clips. I do it the same way. It'll say, like, for example, I actually have one right here. It's called Fair the Flamingo. I have a unicorn on my bag. This one is not, I don't have it hanging anywhere because I just don't know where to put it right now. But this is called Fair the Flamingo. And I promoted her before. And I know that, like, oh, it's so adorable. Just based on, like, you just, sometimes you kind of just have to assume. And you kind of have to just say, like, oh, this is adorable. Like, just to kind of, like, spark people's interests. So, another thing, too, is I used to promote product after product after product. Like, there would be, like, 10 to 12 posts from me within a half an hour on Facebook. You guys are consultants. You don't want to do that. Because people are going to look at that, they're going to get annoyed, and they're going to unfollow you. They're going to be like, okay, she wants us to buy from her. We get it. But they're going to get annoyed by seeing Scentsy ad after ad after ad on their newsfeed. It's going to clog their newsfeed, and they're going to unfollow you, and you don't want that. So basically, just do maybe like 3 or 4 posts a day, and base it on when people are typically on their phones. So maybe get up like 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, because 7 o'clock in the morning, people are typically like getting ready for work, having their coffee. Maybe they're like in the car, just like taking a couple minutes to look at their phone before they start driving. Maybe depending on the job, maybe they just got to work and have like a few minutes of time before they have to actually start. So promote a product around then. You know, go on your website, go on your workstation, post a picture, put a little description. And then around maybe noon, promote another product, because, you know, people are typically on lunch break, people are eating lunch. If they have kids, their kids are typically eating lunch or napping. If they have a baby, maybe the baby's sleeping. And maybe promote another product at around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because people are typically waiting for their kids to get out of school. Maybe they have some downtime at work if they're lucky enough, if it's slow. Maybe their kid is down for another nap, if you have kids who nap. And then you might also want to promote another product at around 7 o'clock at night. Because if people who have like little kids, their kids are typically in bed. Or maybe if you have older kids, maybe they're doing their homework or watching TV. And maybe you have some downtime, so you're on your phone. So you want to kind of base it around when people are going to be on their phones and when they're going to see it, because then it's not going to get like buried in their newsfeed and they're like never going to see it. So you want to kind of base it around them and when they're going to be on their phones. Also, when you advertise these products, you want to focus on like what's in it for them. So you don't want to think about like, okay, like I have promoted some stuff that I have. Like, for example, I promoted the warmer before I ordered it, or after I got it, I promoted it. It's called the Coastal Cruiser warmer, like I said. I have it, but first I focus on what's in it for them. Like, oh, you're going to love this warmer. It's adorable. If you like to travel, you're going to love it. And then I say, oh, I have it and I love it. So you want to focus on what's in it for them first. I know that I'm kind of going off topic here, but it's not really what this video is about, but I wanted to kind of just throw some tips in there as well. If I have any, just in case I have any consultants watching this. Okay, so we'll get back on topic. So another thing you guys are probably wanting to know is how I promote on Twitter. I do it the same way. Go on my website, go to the Scentsy hashtag, put the Scentsy hashtag, I write a little caption. Now Twitter, my captions, my descriptions are a little bit shorter just because you have like a character limit. So I'll do my little description. I'll go into my photo library, post the picture if I'm posting one, and then I will. Now with Twitter, I just put my link in the tweet because like people can click on it in the tweet. Like I've done it. Sometimes you might not always see the reply if you're not following someone, or you just might not see it. So I just put the link like in the tweet itself, because with the status, you open up the status and you see the comments. I mean, you see the replies too in the tweets, but it's more likely that it's that you're gonna see the comments on Facebook, and you're like, people usually just read the tweets and they kind of just don't really open the tweet unless like there's a link in it or something. So I just put the link in the tweet itself, and then like I'll reply or direct message people if they have any questions. So let's see. And I use Safari on my phone, and I use like the Facebook and Twitter app because I have an iPhone. So another thing too you're probably wondering is more along the promoting line, as far as like marketing, giving out catalogs, hosting parties. I don't do like in-person events. I don't do like fundraisers, and like I don't go to like events and bring a bunch of stuff, because that just like, as far as like the whole logistics of like the transportation and stuff. I have given out catalogs, and that's another thing. I have someone cited label the catalogs for me. And my mom has been doing that. Like, I'll just tell her like what to put. I'll just tell her to put my website name on it. I don't put my contact information, like my phone number, my email, because you go on my website and you'll see that there. Another thing, like anything that you give out has to be labeled. So I would just have someone label it for me. I've even thought about getting business cards. That you just, you just have to get transportation to, Staples, or you could even do it on like your workstation. There's plenty of places. And you just have them, you just tell them how you want to design it, or maybe if you're doing it from your workstation, like I might have someone do it for me, or I could just might go to like Staples or something and tell them like how I want it, what I want it to look like. And that's another thing you can do if, say, you don't really want to ask anyone to label stuff for you, just because you want to kind of be independent and stuff. You could just, if you're giving out something, whether that be a brochure or something, you could just staple a business card to it, and then they'll just have all your information. So if they see something they like, they'll know how to order it or how to get in contact with you. Now, as far as samples, I know a lot of people do samples where you melt the wax and you put it in a mold, and you put it in a nice bag, and you put like your business card and a brochure with it. Now, I don't do that. If I were to do that, what I would do is I would just take, like, maybe if I had a couple cubes left from a bar, I would give them that, like maybe put it in a nice bag or something, and then I'd give them a warmer. But I would do it like to people in person, like to people that I would see, because mailing them would be a pain in the neck. So I would just I don't really do samples. Like I said, I don't really go to events or anything. But if I did, I would just kind of like give them like a couple cubes from one of my bars, because like, you have to also invest in your business when you order stuff, like. And then I have the warmer that came in my kit. I'm not really using that right now, so I would just maybe let them borrow that, and then I would use that for events, or if somebody wanted to try one of my products or something. Another thing too, you guys are probably wondering, is as far as like basket parties and all that. I don't do any of that, like in-person parties, basket parties. Basically, a basket party is like where you bring like a whole bunch of stuff, and like you give it to someone, and they kind of like promote for you, and then they fill out order forms, and then you order the stuff and get it to them and all that. I do all my parties online. So if I was ever like having a party for a customer, or if a customer wanted me to order something for them because I'm able to get something half price or for free shipping, that's when you have to comes in along the lines as far as shipping. Like, some people do is they have the product shipped to them, and then they get it to the customer. So they put it in a box. Again, they include maybe a catalog, maybe a business card, and then whatever it is that they ordered, whether it be a warmer or whatever it is that they wanted. And then they would just go to the post office and have it shipped to them. And then the customer would just reimburse them for it, however you work that out. So what I would do in that situation, because I would have a hard time, because I would like I would have a difficult time labeling, because I can't label a box. I can't like ship stuff out. Or I could, but like, again, that would be a matter of like getting to a post office, going, labeling the box, getting it shipped out. So what I would do in that situation is I would have the product shipped directly to them. So I would just put in their address and have it go to them, because that would just be the easiest. And like I said, all my parties I do online. Lately, I've just been doing them for myself, just because I only started like a couple months ago. But if anybody else wanted a party, I would just do it that way. Just have stuff shipped directly to them. And like, if they wanted me to order stuff, like they would just, maybe like I could just talk to them on the phone or something. They could just tell me exactly what it is they want, because I wouldn't be able to fill out the order forms. And then I would just kind of like order whatever it is that they want. So that's basically how I would deal with parties and placing orders for customers. So, and then as far as reimbursing me, because you have to like, if somebody, say you order something and like somebody orders it for you, you have to like pay them back. So I would just have them do it like through PayPal. That, I think that would just be the easiest. Like they would send me the money and then they could just transfer it, and I could just like put it in the bank that way. If they didn't have PayPal, then we would have to kind of like figure something out. Or else, another thing I would do too is if I were to order something for someone, if it's somebody who I plan to see in the near future, like if it's a friend or someone I know, a family member, I would just give it to them. Because again, I wouldn't be able to like even, because another thing too, you could even like drop off the person's package. In my case, I would just give them their package. Or like when I see them, like I wouldn't, because it would be kind of harder to go to the person's house, drop their package off, be like, because it would be a matter of me like taking an Uber and or taking paratransit, like setting up transportation. I would just like, if say for example it was a friend, a family member who did that, I would just give them their package the next time I saw them. Let's see. Another thing you're probably wondering is when I order stuff either for myself or for customers. Lately it's been for myself. I haven't ordered for customers. I've ordered something for closing a party, but that was for myself. So you're probably wondering, well, gee, how does she order stuff? How does she know what is what? Well, obviously I know what I order because I picked what I order, and I actually do have some stuff coming. I talked about in my last video, if you watched it, that I do plan to order Scentsy stuff once a month, whether it be a big order or a small order, even if it's like some months where it's just a warmer. Whatever it is, I plan to order. I plan to order some Scentsy stuff once a month. So basically the way that I do that is, it's hard. Basically, like I'll smell it. So like I remember what I ordered because I have a good memory, and I think that's really beneficial in like a lot of situations, especially like something like this. I remember exactly what I ordered. Like I know what I ordered. So once the bars come, I smell them. Like even if it's a room spray, like I'll spray a little bit, smell it. So that's kind of how I know what it is. I kind of have to figure it out just by smelling it. And with some of the stuff, like I know what's in it because of like, because from promoting, I see the description. And with some stuff, it's just very obvious. Like for example, we have a scent called cinnamon vanilla. So I'll know it's cinnamon vanilla because that's just obvious. Cinnamon and vanilla. Another one we have is newborn nursery, which is like, smells like baby powder. So say I order both of those scents, it's very obvious that I'm going to know what's what because of the smell. But like other ones that are not so obvious, that you kind of have to like know what's in it to know what it is. I kind of just smell it. And like I said, I just know based on the description what it is. So that's basically how I do it. So let's see, as far as the warmers go, some of the warmers have bulbs. Some of them are element warmers, which means that they have a heating, like a little like plate inside that heats the wax, which is actually the Coastal Cruiser warmer that I have here. So basically, I'll know because if it comes with a bulb, I know that it's a bulb warmer. But some warmers take 20-watt bulbs, some take 25-watt bulbs. Now, a general rule of thumb is that the mini warmers always take 15-watt bulbs, always. As far as the other warmers. Now, the big warmers, like the one that came in my starter kit, it's called the Edge Cord warmer. That's like 6 inches tall. The really big ones typically take 25-watt bulbs. And if you have a 3-piece warmer, or maybe like one that's a little smaller, like one with a lid, one that's a little smaller, like a 3-piece one, those typically take 20-watt bulbs. But what I usually do, because it says it on the bottom of the warmer, and it also says it on the box the warmer comes in. There's a little label on it if you flip the warmer over, and also it says it on the bottom of the box. So what I would do in that situation is, like if I had to replace the bulb, I would ask someone sighted, or I would ask my sponsor to check for me, or I have a Facebook group that I'm in where, like, for my team members and we basically discuss anything Scentsy related. So I'll ask there if anyone knows or if they could check. So I had plenty of ways of asking. And then now we just came out with colored bulbs. So if I wanted a colored bulb, let's say, for example, I got one in each color. We have 4 of them. I would just ask someone, like, which one is the orange bulb? Which one is the green bulb? And then I would just, like, label it. So maybe, like, on the green bulb, I don't know, I put, like, maybe a bump dot or something, like on the packaging of the bulb, not the bulb itself. And you have to use a Scentsy bulb with your warmers. You cannot just go to a hardware store and pick up just any light bulb, because it won't warm the wax properly. So even if it's the right size, it has to be a Scentsy bulb. That's just how it has to be. So I think I covered pretty much everything. Now, the way you're probably wondering, well, how I know the difference between a warmer with a bulb and an element warmer. Well, the way I know the difference is because there's no bulb in the box, so I'll know. And I know that if there's no bulb, it's an element warmer, because the ones with the bulbs come with one. They come with a clear bulb, and if you want a colored one, then you would just get it for, like, the ones that you could, like, see through. Which is pretty cool. You can get them for, like, different seasons and stuff, different occasions, and you could just change them out. But that's how I know. And as far as, like, changing the wax, I've showed you that before. I just use, like, cotton balls, toilet paper. I just use, like, a washcloth to dry it off. Cotton balls, like, they really absorb the wax. There's also these other things you can get. I forget what they're called, but they are by Scentsy, and they also work just as well as a cotton ball would work. But I just use cotton balls because you can get a big bag of them and just use it for stuff like that. I feel like it's a lot cheaper to do that. So I also have an app on my phone called Seeing AI. If I ever record with another device, I'll show you some of these apps. But I also use that to read some of my products. I'll use that too. I also have this device called Pen Friend, which basically has stickers, and you record on, like, they have, like, a barcode on them. You stick them on something, and you record a label, like your own label. When you touch it, like the pen, it's called a Pen Friend. When you touch it to the sticker, it reads your recorded label. So I could use that too. But I mainly use, like, the Seeing AI app. I'll just, like, put my phone over it, and then, or it's mainly what I use. And then, like, I do have an app called Aira. I have an app called KNFB Reader, which you, like, take a picture of something and it reads it. Aira is, like, where you talk to an agent. But I mainly use the Seeing AI app. Like, I use Aira for, like, going to the mall or something, and the KNFB Reader app is very rare. I used to use that in college a lot with my textbooks. Like, to read my textbooks, they were just, like, an image. So I used it a lot for that. But mainly I just use the Seeing AI app. It has, like, you just hold the phone up to it and it just reads what it sees. It could also scan, like, barcodes and stuff. It could read, like, long text. Like I said, if I ever record with another device, someday I will show you, but I'm using my phone. It would be kind of hard to record and show you at the same time. So, yeah. But that's basically, as a consultant, like how I do certain things. And of course, if you guys have any further questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. Like I said before, if I get a lot of questions, I will cover them in another video. Or if not, I'll just reply to you all. So I will see you guys in my next video. And as always, my website link will be down below.